Kenny, first of all, I'd like to thank you for taking the time for the interview. First of all, tell us a little bit about you. For people that don't know you, what are you about? Where'd you come from? Bit of history?
Well, Essex boys, I was born in Barking. My football has really been all my life, really through my dad. You know, he was a player and manager. So it's always, you know, I've been always around it. From very young, going to games, hanging around, waiting for Dad to finish, getting a lift home, and then you know, I had a fairly successful career myself, playing wise, and then you know, obviously the situation took me to Barry Town with Peter Nicholas, and I ended up in the Welsh Premiership, done well there, before moving to Spain and coming back 2 years ago with Julian Dix to Grays Athletic, and you know, I stayed with them till this summer.
What brought you to Tooting? What?
I think it was just the ambition. I met up with the sort of the new people coming in, the likes of Joe and Ronnie, and you know, they sold me the club. I hadn't been here before, even though I had, because when I played for Crystal Palace, this was their old training ground. So I didn't obviously know that at the time, but so I've been here. But as a club, as soon as I came in here, you know, they told me what it was all about, their ambition, and you know, it matches mine. So
I would say you probably had the highs and lows of it, because you've had Lewis was your first game, they finished up with 8 players, and then the highs of Carshalton and winning there, and then today's game against Leverhead. Give us a little synopsis of what you've seen so far, and ups and downs, roller coaster.
Yeah, see the Lewis, going back to when I first came in, we knew there had to be changes, and not just for change's sake. I think the club was on a bit of a downer as a whole, and I think that's what the new owners have come in. You know, they've trusted me with their with the playing side, the football side of things. So it's been important that, you know, I've made an imprint, and, you know, I had to do it early, because I know how quickly they want to do things off the pitch. It's important that we step up to it and keep it on the pitch. You know, both have got to go really side by side. So we had the Lewis game. You know, I'd worked one day with them and felt we were unfortunate at Lewis. I saw a lot of good things there. Obviously, with 3 sending off, you're not expected to get anything against a good footballing team. But they're geared for, you know, big things, Lewis. You know, and I think that's what that's what we've got to be looking at. They get good crowds, it's a good setup there, and you know, I was pleased with what I got out of the players on that first game, irrelevant of the result. You know, we've said it's not going to happen overnight. There's no magic wand to suddenly turn a club that was losing plenty of games into a team just like that, winning games.
But you say that the fans saw that at Carshalton. They've seen that, they've gone to the highs then, because obviously they've gone from the depths. They've seen you as the hero sort of thing, waving the flag.
Now the villain.
You know, well, it's not so much that, it's the reality check really for the Tooting fans.
Yeah,
you know.
But I think the expectancy levels have to be higher here for everybody. You know, I don't think that it's we know where we want to be going. It's how quickly it takes, and it isn't. Like I said, it's not going to happen overnight. Again, following on from the Lewis game, like you said, we've had the Carshalton game. You know, smashing game to watch. You know, some of the goals that we've scored, you know, were top drawer, and probably you might not see better this season. Ones we conceded were terrible. But you'll take that because you've won. And it wasn't a case of papering over the cracks. We knew we've got a big job here. I know I've got a job here. And it was something to build on from the Lewis game, the positives from that, to the Carshalton game, and now on to today. And unfortunately, that old habits that players had, and new players that have come in, you know, it's all very much everybody, you know, were there, and they were blatant to see by everybody. And you can't turn possession over and concede goals like we do on a weekly rate. You know, that's 10 goals in 3 games. You know, if we've got to score 4 goals every game, then, you know, we're going to be down the bottom all season.
Okay, we've got Kingstonian away on Monday. Any drastic changes between now and Monday, or you got the team in the mind, or is it?
Obviously, you know, today's fresh. Some of the players haven't done themselves too much credit, and like I said to them in the dressing room then, you know, we've got players on the bench that are, you know, desperate to be playing, desperate to show what they can do, and they haven't been given a chance yet. You know, players make the manager's decisions up. Now, you know, we've stripped it down. What we've tried to do is take it really back down to basic stuff to get the basics right. Well, they've done that against Carshalton to a certain degree. Today, they went away from that. And defensively, we were very naive. We looked like every time the ball was coming into our area, defensive third, it was going to be problems. And not through their good play, but through our errors. And you know, you can't make that amount of errors today and think you're going to get away with it. Against a leatherhead team that have come off the back of a good win, you know, their tails were up, and you just invite it. And we've done that from the first minute to the last. The amount of times, you know, the decision making or the final ball, their passing, you know, wasn't there, and the errors were blatant for everybody. You know, and you can't do that.
Ken, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity of interviewing you, and hopefully have a few more. And sometimes I try and get a guest interviewer along. Probably not somebody out the stands that's shouting at you. But we wish you well, the supporters, and look forward to our next interview. And good luck for Monday.
Lovely, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Ken.